Good morning. We're here live at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade.
The theme of this parade is all good in the neighborhood. It's all good in the neighborhood. So despite some maybe damp weather, things are still all good here in the Summit University neighborhood, celebrating Rondo Festival, Rondo Days here in St.
That's
Paul.
right. That's right. We're here live with Joanne Stately, and I'm Steve Wilson, president of Rondo Avenue Incorporated.
We have just recently had the passing of a police color guard, and we have a van that has Mayor Norm Coleman's name on it, but I didn't see the mayor in there.
It's a little bit rainy out here, but the crowd is out as normal for the Rondo Days Parade. The crowd always loves it. Can't keep them away. Huge turnout here, considering the conditions of the weather here. But you know, Joanne, the sun always shines on the Rondo Days Parade.
As it should, Steve, as it should. We have the fire department here. Imperial Order of Fire and Brimstone has just passed our cameras. And we have Miss Ora Lee Patterson and Grant West, who are Grand Marshals for the Rondo Festival and Parade today.
That's right. Ora Lee is real big in the community with the Summit University Education Consortium, and Grant West is the counterpart of the Walker West Music Academy.
Very well-known figures here in the community.
Behind them is African American Family Services, which used to actually be called IBCA.
Oh, and here we have Andy Dawkins, and his little baby must be inside the car, keeping him away from this wet weather.
State Representative Andy Dawkins from District 65A. He's always been a big supporter of Rondo Days and always participates.
Well, I hope this is little Jack's first participation in Rondo Days. He's 17 days old today. Hopefully he'll be here for the next 70 years participating in this event.
Here we are with My Special Place. People out with their children and so forth, and everybody's out having a good time.
Next we have the Halleck Brown Child Care Center that's just located here on 270 North Kent. We have some of the child care providers riding and waving to people here along the streets.
Child care services for working parents. They've been serving the community for more than 70 years.
And here maybe we have some of the preschoolers that are part of the Halleck Brown Child Care and Preschool Center walking in today's parade. They have a very nice banner to show off. Oh, we have strollers and presents too. People are waving. People are very excited to be here today.
That's right. Look at all the little kids. They always love coming out here.
They're having a great time. They're having a wonderful time. Our next representation is coming from Luthern Church of the Redeemer, which is located just down the street from us, Steve. They've been in the neighborhood for over 107 years.
Yeah, that's right. Their pastor, Jim Eglin, and Sam and Diane Rankin, they're providing a truck for the church, which they've decorated and so forth. They've got a bunch of kids in the back. Actually, Sam is a good friend of mine. He serves on the Halleck Brown board with me.
Well, we also, Reverend Erlinson is at the pastor of the Lutheran Church of the Redeemer is also riding in it. Oh, this is one of those real special little groups called the Inner City Marriucci Inner City Hockey League. This is one of the only programs in the country, Steve, that really focuses on inner city youth, primarily kids of color, African American youth, Hmong youth, Native American youth that are currently on rollerblades. Usually not that they're on, they like to be on the ice. Most of the time.
You know, a couple of years ago, Rondo Days gave a giveaway of free rollerblades, 100 pairs to kids in the community. And after that happened, I've seen nothing but kids riding around in the street and so forth on rollerblades, and it's really taken off. I think that's where a lot of these kids got their skates from.
Yeah, it's quite exciting, and it's always good to see little kids out there participating in athletic events, boys and girls both. Hockey is for everyone.
That's right. Right here we have the St. Paul Police Workhouse van. If I'm not mistaken, that's the Black Mariah.
Right, there's quite a history that's kind of goes behind the Black Mariah. Actually, this was a well-known African-American woman who seemed to have a good way with working with people that had to go to the workhouse. She was called upon by many police officials to help them assist people to get from the jail to the workhouse.
That's right.
And this is quite a historic vehicle that has been restored and brought back to this community here in St. Paul. Apparently had left, some private collectors had bought it, but it has been refurbished and returned right back here in St. Paul where it originated.
Yeah, that's a regular in the Rondo Days parade. They participate as much as they can. A couple of times they've been out for maintenance. And of course you can hear the drums here, and this is one of the favorite groups of the Twin Cities here, the local St. Paul Falcons, and they have won the Rondo Days Drill Team contest a couple of times. Let's take a look at them perform.
Wonderful. Great exhibition by the youth there. Okay. Okay. All right.
You're watching live here at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade.
Come rain or shine,
That's right.
the parade goes on.
We've got a number of floats this year. A lot of different types of artifacts are in. We've got a float contest, $250 grand prize for the best float. We've got some judges here with us, and people are just really, really excited. There's other groups in here like the Rigolettes.
The Rigolette Social Club. Wave, ladies, have a good time.
That's right.
And here comes the drill team again in full motion, full speed ahead. Everyone on time to the beat.
The St. Paul Falcons.
St. Paul famous Falcon drill team. Pride of the community. Right here before us today. You can't help but get excited and want to start moving when you hear that beat and you see those kids out there performing.
That's right. Coming behind the Falcons is Target stores. They have a new character that's called Snowden.
This will be their theme coming up for the holiday season. It's going to be a plush animal that will be available in the Target stores. And I understand that the Target store is one of the first stores, actually opened up in Roseville in, 1962, I believe.
That's right, and they've been expanding ever since. Target is one of the nation's largest leading discount centers. And here you can see their inflatable Snowden, which is going to be a character pretty much like they had another one, which was, what was that, Santa Bear?
The Santa Bear.
Yeah.
That really took off quite well.
That's right. Snowden is going to be promoted pretty much like Santa Bear with a Thanksgiving edition and a Christmas edition and a Halloween edition.
And you notice how they're pushing that inflatable Snowden character with their Target shopping
with their
carts.
shopping carts. You know,
Originality, that's originality.
in years past, Target's employees have been involved with Rondo Days, and what they've done is they've tied balloons on shopping carts and tied the shopping carts together and basically made a float of nothing but Target shopping carts.
Wonderful. I think perhaps next what we may have coming up is a senior car with some of the seniors from the neighborhood.
That's right.
It's always good to have this very intergenerational effect out here in the community. When we're talking about community and Rondo Days, we are talking about the family. We're talking about babies, children, parents, grandparents. Everyone participates in this event.
That's right. And, you know, I think that some of the seniors, I think some of those seniors, I think that they basically were at the drill team competition for years past and saw their grandkids practice and so forth. And also they go to the senior event, the senior social that Rondo Days puts on.
Wonderful. Well, it looks like we're going to have another performance coming up here with the Untouchable Youth Drill Team. They're from Oak Park Neighborhood Center.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like they're getting ready to get their instructions and about to perform. It's always so nice to have these performances as part of the parade.
A little bit of history on Oak Park. They've captured the Rondo Days Drill Team competition championship in years past. They've, I think they took second place last year.
let's just take a second and enjoy this little performance.
You're watching live at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade.
We're right on the corner of St. Albans and Carroll, in the Summit University neighborhood. Ooh, look at the slide. Here we go. Do they have attitude or do they have attitude?
We're watching the untouchable youth from the Oak Park Community Center in Minneapolis.
All right. Okay, we have the Summit University Girls Athletic Association. Summit University Girls Athletic Association coming up. It provides young girls with the opportunity to develop their athletic interests and potential. We have girls that are out there with their basketballs and showing us some of their stuff.
You know, that's what Rondo Days is all about. It's about the youth in the community and doing things to get people together and keep the community spirit going. And it's really kind of amazing how the youth have really picked up in this whole thing. A lot of these drill teams require academic achievement in order to remain in the drill teams, and you can really see it. The kids have a lot of enthusiasm, and I tell you, these kids can't wait until Rondo Days come.
Well, here we have, Steve, here is a senior car, and we have the seniors in a senior car. We've got, it looks like Layla or Lily Day and Jimmy Griffin that are there representing the seniors.
Jimmy Griffin is he's a past Grand Marshal of Rondo Days, and Layla Day and Jimmy Griffin this year were crowned Rondo Days King and Queen of Seniors at the senior event that was held on Thursday. They got crowns and everything.
And now we have Chris Volt and Sherry Littlejohn. They're with the University of Minnesota Women's Athletic Program at the University of Minnesota.
That's right. We're trying to support the University of Minnesota. They've been a big part of it in the past, and we hope that they'll be a big part of it in the future.
Athletics, people usually think about that as something that's mostly physical, but we know the benefits of being in the likely programs also helps to stimulate people's creativity and also what they can do with their academic performance. Well, we have Councilman Jerry Blakely that is here with us today. As you can see, there are people that are carrying his signs. The council member who's been a long-standing member of the community that's out there walking with the group, shaking hands, waving to everybody. It's so good to see him. Behind him, we have Yusef M. Jenny, director of the Urban Coalition, working in our parade today as well.
That's right. Here we have the DFL contingent.
Sandy Pappas, DFL endorsed candidate.
That's right.
For the mayor of St. Paul. And we have Albert DeLeo, who is a school board person, pushing a stroller and walking. We have Skip Humphrey also as well, the Attorney General, running for governor.
Humphrey for governor. Hey, nice car.
That's a very sporty red and jazzy type car. You know what kind of car that is, Steve?
No, I don't.
I want one. I want one of those
It's one
cars.
I probably couldn't afford.
Right. Oh, we also have Bruce Vento, Representative Bruce Vento here from St. Paul, also walking in the parade. Congressman right here from our city of St. Paul.
Yeah, Bruce Vento has been in just about every Rondo Days parade. He's a long-time DFLer, and he's almost undefeatable.
Yeah. And now we have Mark Dayton, who is also running. Mark Dayton from Minnesota.
Does that mean he's running for governor?
I think he's running for something.
Here we have Mary Thornton Phillips from the St. Paul School Board.
Mary Thornton Phillips has been a long-standing member of the school board. Dr. Phillips is a person who really believes in education within the St. Paul Public Schools, but for the education of all our children. And we're very happy that she is one of those representatives on our school board.
Yeah, she's riding with two of her grandchildren. Here we have the South Side Drill Team, all dressed up in orange here. This is one of the newer drill teams that are created through the participation of Rondo Days. Rondo Days started bringing drill teams years ago, and these kids have just really taken off on it. There's about 12 to 15 drill teams within the Twin Cities right now. I'd say about 8 years ago, there was maybe 2.
Well, again, this is one of those vehicles that they use to really encourage students for their performance academically as well as physically, and also just for absolute showmanship that they have.
That's right. They might be at the Rondo Days drill team competition that's held tonight at 6 o'clock at Concordia's Gangelhoff Center.
Well, we wish them all very good luck.
That's right. And
well, Steve, we've got KMOJ FM 89.9 right before us.
The heart and soul of the Twin Cities. KMOJ is big supporters of Rondo Days. They've always been very good supporters of Rondo Days. As a matter of fact, I was on KMOJ talking about Rondo Days about 2 days ago.
When you talk about a radio station that really is in touch with the neighborhood and the community, KMOJ is one of those stations that you can turn to really feel that that commitment is there to the local neighborhood.
That's right. We're here live. I'm Steve Wilson. This is Joanne Stately.
I'm Joanne Stately. Hi, everybody.
We're here live at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. I'd like to welcome everybody. As you can see, the skies have opened up a little bit, but now they've subsided. Like I said, it never rains on the Rondo Days Parade.
Nothing can stop the parade. How long has the parade been going on, Steve?
I think that this is, I'm trying to think, I think this is probably the 12th or 13th year.
And just for our audience, to let people know the amount of work and the effort and the volunteer work that goes into putting something like this on is just unbelievable.
That's right. We start planning this event in probably September and just keep going every Friday night until today.
This is it looks like Ole 4th, if I'm reading that right, as a new drill team also represented here in the parade. We have very, very young youth here that are here demonstrating their skills for the neighborhood, for people along the parade route, and for our viewers.
That's right.
And we should say that this parade started over by St. Albans and crossed over 494 over the Interstate 94.
Right.
It's been coming down Carroll Avenue.
It started at St. Peter Claver off of Lexington and I-94, comes down and crosses over the freeway. We do that to symbolically show we're bringing the community together from the freeway when it split us apart. Here we have Dennis Nowinski for Congress. I think he's running against Bruce Vento, and he wears hard hats all the time because he considers himself the hardest working person in politics.
Dennis Nowinski for Congress. Well, it looks like we've got a little delay here, perhaps.
Got a little bit of a break here. Let me run down some of the activities of the Rondo Days events this year. Rondo Days, of course, the parade started here this morning and will lead into the park over at the MLK Center, Hallie Q. Brown Center, where there's a lot of food vendors and entrepreneurs, people selling T-shirts and hats, and basically getting people started in their own little businesses and so forth. And that's basically the real intention of Rondo Days, is to promote community entrepreneurship, neighborhood feeling, and just make people feel really good about living in the city here.
Well, and just for kind of us ordinary folks too, there's going to be some excellent food that will be there.
Yeah, there's nothing, you know, I try to stay away from the food every year, but it never seems to work. We have some of the best cookers around here, and that's what I was saying. A lot of these people have started their own little businesses, selling barbecue and so forth. And that's what I mean by entrepreneurship. We try to promote small business creation with Rondo Days. And like I said, there's been a lot of people that have started hat shops and T-shirt shops and got into their own business selling real estate or whatever. You can find all that at the MLK Center, 270 North Kent Street, right off of Dale and I-94. That'll be going on until about 7 o'clock this evening. But at 6 o'clock, there's going to be a drill team competition. We've got 12 drill teams that are going to compete, but we've got actually 15 that are going to perform. There's a group called the Over the Hill Gang, and they came here, I think, from Omaha, Nebraska. And they're going to perform an exhibition, and some of the newer drill teams are going to perform exhibitions too, but there's going to be 12 of them that's going to be competing for trophies and prizes. And I tell you, these kids really get worked up for this, and they look forward to it all year long. We give them great big trophies, and like I... Okay, we got an interview here with Tasha.
Gerald Alexander, who's been in the community all of his life. Would you tell us when were you, I don't want to say when were you born here, but what was Rondo like when you came up?
Well, as a child, I recall the freeway wasn't even there, and it was actually a street that you could come across, and there were stores and barbershops and little social clubs, as we would call them, where, you know, our parents used to hang out, grandparents, uncles and aunts and things of that nature, where people would just go to congregate, you know, and have a good time. But then I recall back in the early 60s when they started digging up, you know, and then building the bridges and all that stuff. And see, that's what kind of put a gap in the community. But I'm really proud and happy that a lot of us stayed here and, you know, are sticking together. And so it's still a nice, you know, community and a nice place to be.
So what does Rondo mean to you, and what does this day signify?
Rondo means to me it's a family time. You know, it's people that moved away from here and they come back just for this. I mean, they save their vacation all year long from wherever they live to come back here to visit with, you know, their old friends and see their family. You know, it's like a family reunion type thing.
Good. Okay, well, thanks for speaking with us today.
Well, thanks for asking me to speak with you. Have a nice day.
Back to you.
Okay, thanks. You know, Gerald's an old friend of mine. We used to play against each other in high school on separate football teams. He went to St. Paul Central, and I went to St. Paul Mechanic Arts. And I really recognize a lot of the things that he's saying. And like I said, I think a lot of people share his sentiments as far as what Rondo Days means to them. And you can kind of see that from the turnout here, people coming out with threatening skies and so forth just to enjoy Rondo Days.
Well, I think the thing to say, too, that this community was probably on the verge of people thinking that it was no longer going to exist. And this is a clear demonstration of a community saying, no, we want this to stay our community. We're going to keep this our community. It's going to be vital. And this is one of the things that helps to reinforce that.
That's absolutely right. Yes, the Rondo Days Parade has been a real institution here in the community. And like I said, people look forward to it. I mean, we start getting phone calls like in January and so forth where people are wanting to get into the parade. And I tell you, the past 2 weeks or so, the lines have just never stopped ringing. People are interested in being in the parade and wanting to know where the parade is going to be and the parade route and so forth. So it really means a lot to this community.
Well, according to my schedule, there were 88 floats or participants that had been scheduled for today's parade. I think that's a clear demonstration of that interest and that continuing support.
Yeah, those are just the ones that we have numbers for. I mean, there's people that show up.
Yeah, we're a little surprised by some of the people that are here, but we'll manage to do that.
People that show up that don't even have numbers. They just kind of like show up. Here you have Solid Gold Soul, 9:50 a.m. That's Freddy Bell in the back with the umbrella walking around. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I was on the air with Freddy Bell. Talking about Rondo Days. And Freddy's become kind of an institution here in the Twin Cities. He's really grown a following. This is his the Solid Gold Soul Drill Team, which is from the Inner City Youth League, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think there's a separate one for Inner City.
Okay.
I think this is one of those freestanding drill teams, solid gold drill teams. And look how tiny this next group is.
Geez.
This has got to be like 5 and under, 6 and under. I can't quite read their name.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about that.
Right here coming up is number 85, it says, and actually this is the NSP truck. And Northern States Power Company has been a long-time supporter of Rondo Days. They've done everything that they could. They used to supply us generators and so forth when we first started doing the festival.
Well, we'd certainly like to thank NSP. They really have been busy, given kind of the type of inclement weather that we've had, and making sure that we maintain our electricity and have our air conditionings on. We have to give them a lot of thanks for doing that in these difficult times with this bad weather that we've been having.
That's right. NSP has the energy to make things happen. Like, as I said before, they've been longtime supporters of Rondo Days, and they provide us with some financial support, but they also provide us with all types of support. Like I said, they were providing us with electrical power and hookup and so forth, and they've just been a real powerful a real powerful ally.
Okay, is there a list of supporters that maybe we could recognize as we wait for some of the other participants to come up?
Well, there's a couple that are in the parade here for sure. Burlington Northern, if I'm not mistaken, is in the parade somewhere. And as I said, Target Stores has always been a big supporter of Rondo Days. And a lot of these churches and so forth are big supporters of Rondo Days. And the way that they support is they support by providing like a lot of the drill teams that come from out of town, from Kansas City and Omaha and so forth. They provide them with places to stay. And, you know, you got kids sleeping in church basements and stuff like that. So the churches and in the community have been a real big help.
Well, I think we should also mention that when we're talking about Rondo's Day, this is supported by a nonprofit corporation that's responsible for putting this together.
Well, I'm glad you said that. You're talking about Rondo Avenue Incorporated.
Right.
It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization, community-based organization. I am the current president of Rondo Avenue Incorporated. We have a board of directors that works real hard to keep this event going. And I really congratulate them and thank them for all their hard work. It takes every Friday night from about September up until July to get this thing up and going.
Well, I think this looks like Inner City that's coming down. That looks like PD that's on that back platform.
PD
so I
Mitchell.
think this looks like perhaps maybe this might be Inner City. I'm not sure. It says Women in Black on the T-shirts, however.
Oh, the Women in Black. Okay.
This looks like another drill team. And it looks like PD is the person that is going to be giving them their instructions and commands here.
They're going to give us a little bit of performance here.
And these are women. These aren't little 5-year-olds.
This is the WIB.
Way to move, ladies. Oh, and look who's in the back row. This is Inner City. We have the director of the Inner City program, Ellen Barrow. She's in the very last row. Look at her move. That executive director is part of a drill team.
I didn't know Ellen could move like that.
Oh, it looks like they're gonna pull something out of their shirts. We better get ready for something big.
That was the, oh, the Women in Black.
On with those shades. Go, Ellen!
You're watching live here at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. We're watching the Women in Black perform from the Inner City Youth League.
Drill teams are ageless.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, it looks like the neighbors and the spectators are enjoying this as much as you and I, Steve.
That's right. They better save some for the drill team competition tonight.
That's right. Following Women in Black, we have a kaboom box that'll be coming up. Looks like they specialize in puppets and stores and drama and games, prizes, and all kinds of funny characters. And right behind them is coming the Over the Hill drill team, marching with pride.
The Over the Hill drill team, they're going to be performing an exhibition here. As you see the kaboom box go by, the Over the Hill team is going to perform an exhibition at the drill team competition tonight at Concordia's Gangohoff, which begins at 6 o'clock. They're performing tonight at Concordia's drill team competition. They come all the way from Omaha, Nebraska to be here.
This is great for them to be able to come up here and participate in this very well-known neighborhood event, Rondo Festival, Rondo Days. And I think, again, this is a demonstration of that pride that can come from various cities and be demonstrated here in our wonderful city of St. Paul.
That's right. We get a lot of teams coming from out of town here, and it's really grown in popularity. Let's take a watch.
As the rain comes down, the sound goes on.
That's right. You're watching here live at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. And we're watching the Over the Hill Drill Team perform from Omaha, Nebraska.
There's nothing over the hill about these ladies.
That's for sure.
Great enthusiasm, great enthusiasm.
Boy, I tell you, if they perform, they might do pretty well in that drill team competition.
And let's not forget the support that usually the men and the young males provide by providing the drumming for the drill teams. I know we're talking a lot about the women and the ladies, but let's not forget the men and the drums who were so necessary for that music.
There goes some clowns behind him. That was Hershey and Carmel.
This looks like one of the classic cars that are coming up. I don't know if this is an Oldsmobile, something from my days. It looks like in the 60s or 70s. Is that an Oldsmobile?
Yeah, what is that, a Delta 88 or something like that?
Looks like it.
Delmont.
This is Oatmeal Hill and Cornmeal Valley Club?
Cornmeal Valley.
All right. Throwing out candy? Oh, the kids always like that when people throw some candy out. That's always a winner at any parade. And always a window here at the Rondo Parade.
That's right. Kids really love this. They sometimes we encourage the participants not to throw candy, but I tell you, you just can't stop them.
No, can't stop them.
And we go see Oatmeal Hill and Cornmeal Valley go by.
And here we have another car. This is an old Ford. This looks like, again, something from probably early 50s, perhaps?
Yeah, that's actually a Mercury. The person who's driving that, if I'm not mistaken, is Wallace Jackman from the Minneapolis Spokesman Recorder.
Oh, one of our fine newspapers,
That's right.
local community newspapers that we need to continue to support.
That's right.
And a very nice looking vintage car, I might add.
You know, in this car, this white car right here, number 30, you've got
Robin Robinson and Nicole Stewart.
Robin
Channel
Robinson
9.
and Nicole
Way to
Stewart
go.
are in there. They're in there staying dry.
Smart newscasters, smart people there in the television world and profession.
You know, Robin's been in almost every Rondo Days parade, and she's really become a real big supporter. And I think this is like Nicole's 4th or 5th time in the Rondo Days parade. As we see the St. Paul Public Library bookmobile go by.
And when you were talking about entrepreneurs in the neighborhood, here we have the Dale Street Greenhouse, which represents one of those entrepreneurs in the Frogtown community that's also participating here today.
That's right.
There are a number of local youth that actually have summer jobs working at the Dale Street Greenhouse, learning about how to run your own businesses and how do you interface with customers, and there are a lot of good things that our youth can learn by having opportunities to work in places like this, our local businesses here in the neighborhood.
Dale Street Greenhouse has been a big supporter of Rondo Days in the past, and we hope to work with them in the future.
And this is Kenry Williams, who is one of the people that work at the greenhouse, and she's getting out of her van. I don't know what she's going to do here. Looks like she's going to maybe water her plants. I don't think you need to water them, Kenry.
I don't think you need to
we
water
got plenty of watering that's going on here.
They're doing some things with their plants here. That's the Dale Street Greenhouse group.
Right, and also the Dale Street Greenhouse, they celebrated their 100th anniversary this year as well. One of those long-standing institutions.
That's right. Well, the rain's kind of starting to come down.
Well, as long as it's not windy and we're not having to deal with any lightning and just rain, we'll be doing just fine here. This is Tal Lake Artists.
Oh, okay. Professional artists from a variety of community arts projects, Celebration of Life mural team with Seitu Jones and Takombe Akaten. Is that what I said?
Oh, Aiken, I think.
Aiken, okay.
Takombe Aiken, yeah.
Experience in large-scale hand-building floats and puppet stage sets.
Oh, now we have the 1997 Winter Carnival royalty that is
Winter
coming
Carnival
up.
royalty. You know, the Winter Carnival's been a part of the Rondo Days parade every year, too. And we've also started to do a lot of things with the Winter Carnival. We've gone down and we've had some events down at the Winter Carnival in the Landmark Center. And we're becoming real partners with the Winter Carnival, and we're happy to see them here.
So nice to have them part of the Rendezvous Parade and Festival.
That's right. Behind them is the City Pride Drill Team. This is another drill team that has started because of the Rondo Days parade and events and so forth. And let's take a watch at the City Pride Drill Team. These are all local kids. You know, City Pride started out as a workshop for Rondo Avenue, and basically they performed at a number of events, including the State Fair, Rondo Days, Juneteenth, and a number of other events.
Also the Heritage Day Parade.
That's right.
That was in Minneapolis. I think that's a Minneapolis event. I think we should talk a little bit about the kind of the instructors and the volunteers that really put a lot of time and effort into these drill teams. A lot of concerned adults, concerned parents that really have an interest in youth and children.
They're really the heart and souls of the drill teams, and they show a lot of interest, and they become almost second parents to a lot of the kids, and they take them under their wing and become guidance and provide mentorship for them, and you know, give them a lot of love when they need it too. The City Pride Drill Team.
Now we have the YWCA in a very interestingly decorated Ford pickup. They're just all hanging on. They're real tight, waving, showing how happy they are to be in this parade this year.
Right.
Billy Collins is the executive director of the YWCA here in St. Paul, and Billy Collins
was
is
he driving?
I don't think he's driving.
Okay.
And a longtime supporter of this event.
Here we have the Attucks Brooks American Legion Post in St. Paul. They've been big supporters of Rondo Days in the past, and we're happy to see them.
This is the Phantoms Drill Team.
Phantoms Drill Team. They're going to be performing tonight at the Rondo Days Drill Team competition at 6 o'clock. Behind them is Rap Head Start, which has been a longtime supporter of Rondo Days. This is an interesting float coming up right here. This is Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
This is an example of how you can get out in the community and kind of let people have a clear understanding of what the effects of if you have any type of accidents or injury. This one particularly is focusing on railroad crossings and the dangers of what can happen if people don't heed those blinking red lights at the railroad crossing signs. Getting hit by a train, this is what a car can look like, even at very low speeds.
Here we have another float. This is Northern States Power Company, and this is their float that they send to they send to different parades and so forth. And what you've got here, that's supposed to be a mixing bowl that shows different types of energy mixes. You can see a power plant and wind turbines and so forth. And it says NSP salutes your community. As I said before, NSP's been a big-time supporter of Rondo Days. We're proud to have them here, too.
Well, we have another car with a bunch of little children riding. This is the Community Stabilization Project, CSP. Community Stabilization Project works with tenants in protecting their rights and are very interested in kind of stabilizing the neighborhoods and making sure that the housing stock stays affordable for people in the neighborhood. Very much against demolition of structural units that can be either restored or rehabbed, and work mostly with low-income families.
That's right. We're proud to have them. They're a real big part of our community. Here we have is that the Isorettes? Is that how you say that?
I would say Isorettes.
Isorettes Drill Team.
From Des Moines, Iowa.
From Des Moines, Iowa. They've been here a number of times, and they've actually won our championship one year. They came in second place, actually, of our drill team competition.
Well, you can see the crowd trying to get real close. They want to get a good glimpse of this particular drill team.
That's right. They're a very good drill team. They've, like I said, they've come all the way up from Des Moines, Iowa, to be in the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. This is about their 4th appearance in the Rondo Days Parade.
This drill team represents young women and young men of all ages. They've traveled to Denver, Atlanta, Georgia, Louisiana, Michigan, Kansas, Missouri, Kentucky, and Canada. They are international.
That's right. You're watching live at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. The Isorettes from Des Moines, Iowa performing. The rain can't stop their enthusiasm.
Nor the crowds.
No, nobody's leaving.
No, they're not. No one's running away. No one's trying to get out of here. Everyone is staying right where they are.
I thought with it raining the way that it would, maybe some people might run for shelter, but people are just trying to get a better look.
Well, we're kind of fortunate. We get to stay under this tarp.
Well, I hope this tarp holds up.
That's a great idea, Steve. Thanks. Oh, here they come. Right in front of us.
That's right. Watching the Isorettes from Des Moines, Iowa in the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. They've got two groups, a group of 7-year-olds, 7 to 10-year-olds, and 11 to 21.
They've been in existence for 17 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're not going away.
You know, I really admire their enthusiasm.
Well, this is, I guess, a test of a true performer. You don't quit. You go out and you perform.
I suppose. You know, a lot of people ask about how big the Rondo Days Parade is, and I just want to stress that the Rondo Days Parade is a community parade that the community tries to put together, and we've grown to over 100 participants from year to year. And in comparison, the Minneapolis Aquatennial has about 125, and I think that that's really a sign of a good accomplishment. Here we see Dave Huddleston from WCCO News, the hometown team.
The hometown team,
you know,
WCCO.
I see him every morning before I go to work. He's really good. Him and I think Heather Tesh do the morning news on Channel 4.
Heather Tesh, I want to talk to you about this weather.
That's right.
You must get up at 5:32 then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the 1997 Minnesota Sweetheart Royalty.
That's right. That's who's that's waving in the limo.
This is the Selby Area Gardening Enthusiast. This is Sage.
That's right, Sage.
We have Metric Giles driving the Chevrolet, and we have some of the gardening projects that youth in the neighborhood plant, as well as some of the adults. It's a very intergenerational gardening project that's located right off of, I think, Dayton, crossroad Dayton and Victoria, I believe.
That's right.
They've won many awards for their community garden. They're a very fine example here in the Summit University neighborhood. Phase 2 drill team running up on us. Number 47, and out of our 88 listed participants in the parade, we're about halfway through.
They're from the Thomasdale Block Clubs. It's their main organizer here. Let's watch them. The Phase 2 drill team. Just seen the Phase 2 drill team live at the 1997 Rondo Days parade. As I said, they're associated with the Thomasdale Block Clubs. There's another group that is formed out of seeing the Rondo Days parade. Like I said, Joanne, when we first started bringing groups up here, there was only about 3 or 4 in the Twin Cities, and that's why we had to go out of state. And ever since we started doing that, we're up to close to 12 to 15 drill teams that are here in the Twin Cities now.
The Most Worshipful Grand Master Prince Hall Grand Lodge F and AM Minnesota jurisdiction just drove by. Oh, we have the Daughters of Isis and the, I think it's Fazan Court.
Here's the Daughters of Isis. They're from Minneapolis. They were organized in 1907.
This is a fraternal organization of women. And we have the sounds of another drill team coming up.
Just keep coming. This here is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Kansas City Cougars. And their leader out there is Brian Williams, and they've come all the way from Kansas City to be in the Rondo Days parade.
Oh, Kansas City.
They're past winners of our drill team competition, and the leader right there is Brian Wilson, and he is he's a real big supporter of Rondo Days. He loves coming. They've come to Rondo Days in years when they have not performed. They've come all the way to Kansas City just to watch the parade.
Well, almost every drill team that's come by here, you have said have been winners.
Yeah.
And that's good. I think it's very good. I'm sure you have various categories for winners from various years where they've been able to compete and win at various times.
If they don't win, they go home and they practice and try to come back and get it next year.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, everybody is a winner when we get to see them perform in the parade. Oh, we're having a little technical difficulty here with our little tent, but we're managing.
You're watching live here the 1997 Rondo Days parade. You're watching the Kansas City Cougars, who have come all the way from Kansas City, Missouri, to be in the Rondo Days parade and drill team competition, which is going to be at 6 o'clock tonight at St. Paul's Concordia College Gangelhoff Center.
You know, the Concordia College has been a very good asset and supporter of numerous events for the neighborhood. I think we should thank them here again for making their facilities available to events such as Rondo. I know they're very instrumental in also working with other neighborhood groups and sponsoring special events as well, Steve.
That's right. In years past, Concordia College has given us a place to house our drill team.
Oh, we're getting a little wind.
They've done a real good job supporting Rondo Days.
Well, let's see. Our next, we have Model Cities Healthcare Center. Again, Model Cities Healthcare Center is a local primary healthcare center located in the neighborhood and has been in the community for, I think, about 20 years, providing primary health care and outreach services to children and families in both the Summit University and Frogtown neighborhoods.
That's right.
We have the Minnesota Army National Guard. also present in our parade today.
Yeah, they've been big supporters of Rondo Days in the past too. And what is that? That's what do they call those?
That looks like an all-terrain vehicle, but
Yeah.
it's painted in red, white, and blue. Red,
That's right.
white stripes, blue coloring to remind us of the flag.
You know, I'll tell you real quickly, those vehicles are very popular with athletic stars. They're like $40,000, $50,000, and a lot of athletes, pro athletes, buy them.
I'm not sure what the van is. It looks like, oh, Ujima Daycare. Ujima Daycare is a private daycare provider here in the Summit University neighborhood. Donna Odier is the director of that child care center. We have a number of child care providers in the Summit University neighborhood that are part of an association to provide quality child care for children in the neighborhood and surrounding areas.
That's right.
Oh, now we have Bob McLean for council.
Running for city council.
Bob has been a long-standing member of the neighborhood, pretty well known, I would say. He has a variety of talents. I know him as kind of a photographer at times as well.
Yeah, that's right. He was a good photographer. As a matter of fact, he was a photographer at me and my wife's wedding.
Wow, this is a small world.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great neighborhood.
There we see Dr. Charles and Pat Crutchfield.
Dr. Crutchfield, they are very well known within this community. One of the first, I think, African-American family physicians, pediatricians, family practice here in the neighborhood. Again, excellent role models for other children in the neighborhood to think about health careers as possibilities for a profession, but just, again, very supportive of this neighborhood and having their practice and have delivering, I understand, a lot of babies.
Yeah, those are past Grand Marshals, too. They've been Grand Marshals of the Rondo Days Parade, and they're big supporters of the community and so forth. And he's also a pretty decent brother-in-law, too.
Brother-in-law!
That's right.
Well, listen to you here.
Here, this is Larry Dandry, is that it? That how
Dandria.
Dandria?
Mm-hmm.
For the running for school board.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Studio 175 hair design is coming up. One of the local neighborhoods and entrepreneurs.
That's right. Nice car.
Well, I would say almost any Mercedes qualifies as a nice car.
Behind them, you have
D. Henry Williams
from KFAI.
KFAI Fresh Air Radio.
That's right.
D. Henry is one of my best friends. I would just call her one of my crazy friends that's out there. D. Henry is on the radio, Fresh Air Radio.
Yeah, we
and is a member of the community.
We were on her show last week talking about Rondo Days, and she's always been a big supporter of Rondo Days in the past too. Here we've got the Thomasdale Block Clubs.
Thomasdale Block Club, the Block Club's purpose is to look at keeping the community safe. They focus on organizing neighbors block by block to make sure that the neighborhoods are watching out for one another. They can concentrate on trying to eliminate crime in the neighborhood, but also want to keep the neighborhood looking very fresh and presentable. So they have a multi-purpose in the neighborhood, in the Frogtown University neighborhood.
That's right. Well, the rains have really picked up here.
Well, we're starting to get a little wind, and things are getting a little more, I guess, a little difficult for parade members as well as participants. We have AT&T. AT&T,
oh, okay.
I think these are employees of AT&T that are here walking in the parade. You know, and as we're talking about like NSP and AT&T and some of the corporate individuals, I think it's also good to remind people that these are corporations, but they are people from the community that work for these corporations.
That's right. Here we have Mount Olivet Baptist Church right here. They've been big supporters in the past of Rondo Days. If I'm not mistaken, they're their minister is retiring.
Reverend Battle. Yes, Reverend Battle is going to be retiring after, I think it's over 20 years of service to the community. Mount Olivet runs a lab school as well as their regular ministry programs, a Wednesday evening program that provides activities for youth in the neighborhood. And this is the Valvoline. This is Rapid Oil Change that wanted to be part of this parade. They'll have some new openings that'll be coming up, I think, off of Marion, and they're inviting people to come celebrate in their grand opening event with hot dogs, ice cream, balloons as well.
We have an interview with Tasha. Tasha, are you ready?
And here we are. What's your name, sir?
Ivy Young.
And how long have you been living in St. Paul?
Oh, I lived in St. Paul well, I was raised in St. Paul, went to school here in St. Paul. But right now I live in California, so I come back for the Rondo Days.
What does Rondo mean to you?
It mean to me when they redeveloped this area about 25, 30 years ago and put the freeway through and made this area a better place to live, a better community, because it was a kind of a ghetto type area.
And you have your mother here, I see.
Grew up right here.
And where did you grow up?
Me, I grew up in Texas.
Texas. Well, how long have you been in St. Paul?
50 years.
So you remember Rondo.
I remember Rondo.
What was it like?
Oh, just before they ever told us, it was the Ellis's and Ellis's barbecue place, eating place, or whatever you want to call it, a cafeteria. And St. James Church is my favorite church, and I saw that building go up.
Okay.
You remember?
So you actually saw it when the freeway was here and then when it was removed?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, when we first started.
And I see a lot of people out here today. Why do you think people are out here today in this rain?
Oh, well, they're celebrating the life of the past and loving and enjoying each other.
Well, let's watch the rest of it. Back to you.
Yeah, we have the...
Touch a Class Drill Team
right.
from Kansas City, Kansas.
You're watching live at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. The group is
It's
Touch a
all
Class.
good in the neighborhood.
That's right. That's our theme for this year. It's all good in the neighborhood. Well, the weather's become a little bit lively here.
Well, the wind is taking its toll, I think, on some of the banners. Some of the things are being blown off.
But it hasn't dulled the enthusiasm.
Not at all. Not at all. Chips Plain Barbecue. It's
Okay.
pride in the community. Welcome to the world of Pride, Inc. It's a minority-owned business. This is one of those add-ons, Steve.
Yeah, I see. This here is Pride Incorporated. That driver is Jack Jackman from the
Buffalo
St. Paul-
Soldiers, too, right?
Buffalo Soldiers and the St. Paul
Inside?
spokesman recorder.
Okay.
Minneapolis spokesman and the St. Paul recorder.
We have Air Lake Ford Mercury in our parade, and we have next coming up the Ramsey Hill Association.
There's Ramsey Hill coming.
Ramsey Hill Association focuses on the continuing development and restoration in the Summit University neighborhoods. Steve, I thought you were a member of that.
Actually, I do a lot of work with them from being the chair of the Summit University District Planning Council.
Oh, and we didn't, when we broke to Tasha, the Summit University Planning Council kind of float went by.
That's right. They're in here too. Here we've got a Boy Scout group here.
Continuing focusing on developing leadership in our community.
I think we've got,
Let's see, it's number 82 on our schedule here.
yeah, that's right.
We got health partners coming up. And behind health partners, we have another drill team. I'm sorry, I don't see a banner. Twins Travel is coming up behind them.
Okay.
Twins Travel and Tours located in Minneapolis. They specialize in travels and tours to Africa.
We're watching a performance of one of the local drill teams here.
Oh,
this is the
Faith Steppers.
Okay. They're from Waterloo, Iowa. They come up here to perform at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade and Festival. And they'll be at the drill team competition tonight at Concordia College Gangle Hub, which starts at 6 p.m. And I'll tell everybody out there in our listening audience, if you come to the drill team competition, you won't get wet.
And you won't be disappointed.
That's right. Here we see Twins Travel and Tours. It's coming by, and here we have the St. Paul Fire Department paramedic unit.
Over the years, there have been over, 40,000 or so participants and people that have participated in the parades.
Oh, yeah. There's been a number of people that have been in the parade, and our attendance is usually somewhere between 20 and 40,000, depending upon the weather and what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Golden Eagles of Minnesota, Black Wings of Aviation.
That's right. He's got his own little helicopter that he's going to be providing information to people on how to be an aviator. We're winding down here at the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. There's another drill team coming down the street, and you know, I'll tell you, Joanne, I know who this is. This is Major Tops. I don't even have it in front of me, but I'll tell you, I know that the last drill team is always Major Tops. It doesn't matter what number he has, he is always last.
He wants to finish it off.
That's right, he wants to finish it off. That's Major Tops.
Well, that's kind of like a continuing institution, I would say then.
It's Major Tops, and his drill team is called First Step.
Well, this has certainly gone by, I think, very, very quickly. I don't think the weather hurried things necessarily, but it just seems like things have just moved so quickly today. I really enjoyed myself. This has been fun, Steve.
Oh, yeah. It's a great time, and I'm just pleased that people can come out and enjoy it, because we sure do enjoy putting it on for people. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but I tell you, it all seems to be worth it when you come out here and you see how people respond to it. And there's a number of people that are standing out here in torrential rains, actually, that are standing to watch the 1997 Rondo Days drill team. The Major Tops drill team, the First Step.
Oh, this looks like this is going to be quite a performance. The crowd is trying to move. Hopefully they'll stay out of the view of the cameras so that our viewing audience will be able to have a good look at this as well.
That's right. Let's take a look at the Major Tops First Step drill team here at the conclusion of the 1997 Rondo Days Parade here at the corner of St. Albans and Carroll in St. Paul.
And a special thanks to Rondo Avenue, Inc., the nonprofit group, which Steve is a member of, Shirley and Al Basinger, and all the other members for all the hard work that they put in for sponsoring this 1997 Rondo Festival Parade. Our sincere appreciation for letting us be part of this parade, to be the commentators, and to bring this to you through our cable access.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
And for SPN and Channel 35 News.
You're watching live here the 1997 Rondo Days Parade. We're here at the conclusion. The last group is the Major Tops First Step group. They're from North Minneapolis.
And we're going to have Tasha will be going to a quick interview here too as well.
Major Tops has been a big part of Rondo Days for a number of years. And this year he decided to kind of wind it all off.
Nothing like a final cap off. And here they come, moving right towards us.
Watching live the conclusion of the 1997 Rondo Days Parade.
It's all good in the neighborhood.
All good in the neighborhood. This is the First Step Drill Team, Major Tops from North Minneapolis.
Well, it's nice to have visitors to come from Kansas City and various parts of the country, but there's nothing like being from right here in your own hometown of the Twin Cities and right here in St. Paul and Minneapolis.
That's right. We really consider our mission being accomplished when we can see groups like this being created by our efforts as far as bringing drill teams in here to show our local kids on how fun it can be.
Well, he is a performer unto himself.
Yeah, he's quite a showman himself. Major Tops Drill Team, First Step here, they have been past third place winners of the Rondo Days Drill Team competition.
The first time I've seen a young lady actually on the drums.
Oh, yeah. She's showing the guys how to do it.
When I grow up, I want to play the drums. Well, that looks like the conclusion. We have the police department of the city of St. Paul kind of bringing up the rear of this, again, 1997 Rondo Parade and Festival.
That's right.
Now, Steve, for the rest of the day, this is going to be moving over to the Hallie Q. Brown Martin Luther King Center, and there'll be a number of vendors and other events that'll be going out through the day.
That's right. The festival has, the parade actually has kind of the effect of kind of a Pied Piper, bringing people into the community, into the parade. And people just follow the parade. You can see how everybody's walking towards the Martin Luther King Center located at 270 North Kent Street. And there's going to be a lot of food there, barbecue, a lot of clothing and hats and stuff like that. And going to be some more entertainment. We're going to have a stage there. And also we're gearing up for tonight's drill team competition at Concordia College. We've got an interview here with
Tasha West,
our online reporter. Go ahead.
Parade, and I'm standing with
Marquis Robertson.
And what are you doing out here today?
I'm trying to support the community, even though it's raining.
And what does Rondo mean to you?
It means the unity of the black people in our community, and it's a pretty nice thing to have.
What did they tell you about what was happening prior to when you were born, perhaps, in terms of what did the community look like?
Oh, it was supposed to be beautiful. Like the whole freeway section back there, I guess it was like full of like family businesses and whatnot. And it's pretty nice. I would have liked to see it myself.
And are they trying to create the same here on Selby, or do you get that sense? What kind of feeling do you have about that?
Well, I don't think they're trying to. They're making the houses a lot nicer. That's a good thing that they're doing. I hope they keep that up. They're tearing down a lot of the condemned buildings and whatnot, and so that's making the community look a lot more nicer, a better place to live.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Back to you.
Okay, great. Well, Joanne, that's the conclusion of today's 1997 Rondo Days parade. The rains there, I think they've started to slow down a little bit.
Well, but all the festivities will continue through the day, as you said. There will be events going on throughout the day, and topping it off this evening with the drill team competition tonight. But I'd like to stress again that this is really a community, a family event, and want to stress that this is for the families.
That's
So
right.
we encourage everyone to come out and attend. And I know that particularly for the African American community, this is very important. But for the whole community to be able to have an opportunity to be part of this, I want to encourage all our viewers to stop by, partake of the events, taste the food, see just the very multicultural aspects of this event as well.
Yeah, we really encourage people to come out, and this afternoon the rains are going to stop because I can see the sun is starting to peek out on the west side over there, and there's going to be a lot of food vendors and so forth, and the celebration is really just starting here.
You know, Steve, the one thing that we had in our program book that we were supposed to remind people of was to be safe and not to get overheated and drink lots of water.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they have to worry about drinking water.
Well, this is Joanne Stately.
This is Steve Wilson, President of Rondo Avenue Incorporated, thanking everybody for watching today's 1997 Rondo Days Parade.
Enjoy. All good in the neighborhood.
That's right.